The Ultramarines, one of the most popular chapters in Warhammer 40k. What's not to love about the Ultramarines? They have so much unique things going for them. They're blue, they're Space Marines, and according to a lot of people in the 40k community, there isn't a lot to love about them. There's a lot of accusations thrown their way that they're a bit too plot armory. A lot of their characters is just Mary Sue's. They're the protagonists of 40k. They're the poster boys that Games Workshop spends all of their money marketing. Ultramarines get a new model like every other week. I agree in part with a chunk of those statements. I don't fully agree though. I'll get into that later. But what I do agree is that the Ultramarines are definitely the poster boys of Games Workshop and of Warhammer 40k. These are the dudes you see everywhere, and to the point, they are built to be that. They are the standard for a Space Marine where every other chapter is held in comparison to. But who exactly are they? Well, the Ultramarines are the 13th Legion, and they specifically were made up of all of the territories in the Unification Wars right at the end that held out the most. The places that had the strongest and hardest rebels against the Emperor's occupation. And from those broken people where eventually they were forced to surrender, he got the Ultramarines. And it's that diverse background that encompasses what their entire shtick is, where they kind of do everything. They value discipline and adaptability, because the Ultramarines are essentially the jack of all trades. You got a job for them, they'll fucking do it. Stealth, let's run it. Siegecraft, fuck it, we ball. We'll do it. They don't do everything as great as in the Raven Guard are always going to be the superior stealth snipers, but the Ultramarines can get it done. And this is where some of the issues start. And if you excuse me, I'm going to get on a little bit of a soapbox right now. I got some things to say. A lot of the hate that the Ultramarines get is the idea that they are the most important Space Marine chapter. They're the main characters, they're the face of everything, and you have all these really cool, unique factions that are put on the wayside in any sort of marketing or new content. Because Ultramarines are the one you get on the cover of all the boxes. They get all the cool books, they get all the cool minis, they get all of that. Leaving a lot of actual, there are some issues in other factions getting content. It sucks. And here's the thing. This is the chance where I can finally utilize my business degree. A really useful thing, I know. The fact of this is I think this is a situation where fucking 40k fans, this isn't real, and 40k is a product. From a marketing perspective, you have to have a faction be the face and the one who can do all of this, on top of the fact that Space Marines are the best-selling army. They sell all of the models. All the cool Xenos models that we get are funded by Space Marine shit, and also a lot of it funded by Ultramarine sales for a lot of things. And as well, if you're trying to market to a diverse audience, you're trying to get people who have not heard of 40k, aren't in nerdy circles, you have to have one core thing that is the face of it. Because if we showed up in all these posters, there's a red guy, there's a purple guy, FNAF. There's all these different Space Marines all over. That's so fucking confusing. There's a thing in 40k where you're trying to explain to someone, you start bombarding them with all of the complexity of this universe, people are just gonna get turned away. And so this means, from a business sense, that a kid can roll up to a game store, buy their new kit, their new toys, and they see, oh, I'll buy these blue guys, and they can go home with their blue paint pot and paint it blue. That's all they gotta do. It's so simple, so easy. You don't have to explain all of the other bullshit going on. It's a business decision, and it makes sense, and it works. I think it's a situation where, like I said, guys, 40k isn't real. This is a product you're being sold, so they're doing a business decision. However, I do still agree, I kind of wish other things got anything. I think they're a little lame too, don't get me wrong. I'm not an Ultramarines fan. This is necessary. All right, sorry, I'm putting the soapbox away. But the Ultramarines have this idea. They're the generalists. And as such, also, they're really lucky with this. And the fact that they have no major mutations to speak of, it's really rare for an Ultramarine to have any genetic issue. from the gene seed, which, by the way, is probably the most stable gene seed in existence because it is essentially untouched from when it was created by the Emperor. It is no major flaws, a thing that, oh my god, I imagine a lot of other chapters are very upset about. I mean, how many chapters can't use the fucking Belcher's gland and spit acid in your face? Okay, one more time, I am gonna bring the soapbox back. I have one more thing to say. This is a minor misconception I see a lot. This is based on a thing that happened, I saw online. It was really stupid. This is in reference to a book cover that had an Ultramarine on it, where a lot of dumb people were arguing about this. The gene seed doesn't change your physical appearance, unless there are very few exceptions to that. In particular, it doesn't change your appearance to look like your Primarch. It's not true. You can have Space Marines of different skin tones. The only chapters that have done this are like the Blood Angels, who all turn hot like their dad. We have the Luna Wolves, who also all turn like their dad, but bald instead of hot. There are the Salamanders, who have a darker skin tone and red eyes, and the Raven Guard, who turn real white, like me, and have black hair. Those are the only ones. So, I don't know, it's a stupid fucking argument. The other key thing when it comes to the Ultramarines is the Codex Astartes, the holy space book, which they all revere and treat it like gospel. Oh my god, they revere this thing. So the Codex Astartes is a book written by their Primarch, Rabute Gilliman, which is the document that laid out what a chapter is, giving all of the organization of a chapter structure. It lays out battle strategies, and from all of the excerpts I found online, a lot of just like pep talks and motivational quotes about how cool Space Marines are. Like, it is a lot of, and they shall know no fear kind of stuff. But they really stick to this codex. It is their rules, it is their laws. It's a major thing, and a big reason for this is because deviation from the codex is considered heresy. So much that if you do this, you go against what the Codex Astartes teaches, you will be put on what is called a death oath, which is you are put on a suicide mission to go charge into the Eye of Terror, kill as many traitors as possible as you die. And also, fun little thing here, not trying to steal the Salamander's thunder, but the Ultramarines are really nice, and I'm surprised no one really talks about this. I was reading in this, and oh my god, they're another chapter that actually values relationships with normal humans, because the Ultramarines work really closely with the people on the Ultramar system. They treat them pretty well, and they value a lot of just core positive traits with working with them. Sure, all the Ultramarines have their personalities of being very pragmatic, very analytic, very Gilliman in that aspect. However, they also just treat the people well, and they get really, really angry when they see injustice or dishonor. Like, for example, if they find a planet and they find out that a planetary governor is being really gross and greedy and shitty to his people, they're gonna have something to say. This comes across in a really fun way too, because the citizens of Ultramar are actually also pretty cool, because they got the Ultramarines hanging out with them, and they're all just pretty solid. There's a really cool quote I found where there is, during the invasion of Ultramar, an Inquisitor came through to investigate, of the Ordo Malleus, and she was really surprised with the fact that she was, for the first time in her career, not treated with like open hostility or fear or apprehension. Just all the citizens were like, huh, nuts, an Inquisitor. You know, the people that have the authority to blow up your fucking planet. And she was like, it's like they have nothing to hide. I've never experienced this in my life. And honestly, that's kind of them. The Ultramarines are very fucking simple. And that's a good thing. You need a simple faction that can be that face so people can get into this hobby. It's more people in the hobby, the better, you know? I want to see more people enjoy 40k. It's a good ass setting. I like the universe. I like the books. The stories it tells are great. So more people coming in, hell yeah. And I mean, also, I'll just say, as someone who did, when I was getting into 40k, play along super hard in the fuck the Ultramarines, fuck the Tau kind of thing, if you really don't like something in Warhammer, make sure you genuinely have a reason to maybe not like something. Don't just hate something because other people do. It's kind of weird. I might think the Ultramarines are kind of boring, but I also am an Imperial Fist fanboy. I have nothing to say. I like just the yellow version of the Ultramarines, because Imperial Fists are just yellow, stubborn, and all kind of dicks. That's the difference. but that's pretty much it. If you like this, like, comment, subscribe to that stuff, join my membership, and see ya.